Imagine stepping onto your dream cruise only to realize your cabin feels like a cramped closet. You're standing in a 40-minute line for a basic burger, and you've accidentally spent $300 more than your neighbor on the exact same drink package. It's a vacation-ruining nightmare that happens to thousands of cruisers every single week simply because they reusing outdated travel advice. Today, we are changing that. I'm revealing 37 brand new cruise hacks that will instantly upgrade your stateroom, slash your onboard bill, and make you the smartest person on the ship. Secret number 22 shocks even loyal cruisers. 1. The $2 bill trick. Carrying a stack of $2 bills is the single most effective way to ensure you receive VIP treatment for the entire duration of your sailing. Most passengers think that the standard 18% gratuity added to their drinks is enough to get them great service, but the truth is that money goes into a general pool that the crew doesn't see for weeks. Imagine you're at a crowded pool bar on a blistering hot sea day. Passengers are 5 deep, waving their sea pass cards and shouting for a margarita. Instead of joining the chaos, you catch the bartender's eye and slide a crisp, rare $2 bill across the counter. The psychological impact is immediate. Because $2 bills are so uncommon, you aren't just another guest. You are now the $2 person. Crew members often collect these as good luck charms or save them to send home to their families because they are unique. The consequence of this small gesture is that for the rest of the week, that bartender will see you coming from 30 feet away and have your favorite drink started before you even reach the bar. You've successfully cut the line without saying a word. This works at the guest services desk, with your room steward, and especially in the busy buffet areas. Visit your local bank at least 2 weeks before your cruise and order $100 in $2 bills to use as extra tips for the frontline crew who make your trip special. 2. The high-stakes initial tip. If you want to be served first in a room full of hundreds of people, you need to buy your loyalty on night 1. Most cruisers wait until the end of the week to hand out extra tips, but at that point, the service-enhancing value of that money is zero because you're already leaving. Think about the most popular lounge on a Royal Caribbean or NCL ship. It's the place you plan to spend every evening listening to music. On your very first visit, find the bartender you like and hand them a $10 or $20 bill immediately. Don't just walk away. Look them in the eye and say, "I'm going to be seeing you every night this week, and I appreciate you taking care of me." You've just established a contract of mutual respect. While the rest of the ship is struggling to get a refill, that bartender is going to prioritize your order over everyone else because they know a reward has already been established. Cruisers who do this often report getting heavy pours, or even the occasional off-menu specialty drink for free. It turns a standard bar experience into a personalized, high-end lounge experience. If you wait until the last day to tip, you've missed out on 6 days of preferential treatment. Identify your home base, bar on embarkation afternoon, and establish yourself as a high-value regular with a significant upfront tip. 3. The name tag recognition hack. The most powerful word you can use on a cruise ship is "int please" or "thank you." It's the specific name written on a crew member's badge. You have to realize that these crew members are away from their families for 6 to 9 months at a time, often working 12-hour days. Most passengers treat them like robots that deliver food and clean towels. But here is the secret. Humanizing a crew member instantly triggers a desire in them to go above and beyond for you. Real-life example. You're at guest services dealing with a billing error. The line is long, and the agent is clearly stressed. Instead of starting with your complaint, you look at their badge and say, "Good morning, Stefan. I can see it's a busy morning for you. How are you holding up?" The shift in their body language will be dramatic. By using their name, you've stepped out of the anonymous guest category and into the friend category. Stefan is now far more likely to waive that mysterious $15 fee or find you a reservation at a sold-out restaurant. It costs you nothing, takes 2 seconds, and changes the entire dynamic of your interactions on board. Cruisers who ignore name tags are often the ones left waiting for their requests to be fulfilled. Make it a personal mission to learn and use the names of your cabin steward and your primary servers within the first 2 hours of boarding. 4. The cabin number wallpaper. You need to take a clear photo of your cabin door and set it as your phone's lock screen wallpaper the second you drop off your bags. Most cruisers don't realize how truly massive modern ships like the Icon of the Seas or the Carnival Jubilee or until they re-lost in a hallway that looks identical for 300 yards. After a long dinner or a few too many cocktails at the late-night deck party, your brain is going to fail you. You will find yourself staring at a door that looks exactly like yours, only to realize you're on deck 8 when your room is on deck 12. But there's a much more urgent reason for this hack. If you leave your phone at the pool bar, in the theater, or on a shore excursion bus, the person who finds it will naturally look at the screen. If your lock screen is a photo of cabin 10502, they don't need to wait for your battery to die or try to bypass your security code. They can simply walk it to your door or drop it at guest services with your room number. It is the most effective lost and found insurance policy you can have. Without this, your $1,200 smartphone could be sitting in a drawer at guest services for days while you stress out. Ensure the photo is well lit and clearly shows both the room number and any distinctive deck signage next to the door. 5. The no buffet breakfast rule. The biggest mistake you can make on a port day is heading straight to the buffet for breakfast. Most passengers think the buffet is the fastest option, but the reality is a high-stress nightmare of long lines, screaming children, and a desperate hunt for a clean table. While everyone else is fighting over the last scoop of scrambled eggs, there are hidden, casual specialty venues all over the ship that offer a quiet, high-quality meal for absolutely free. For example, on Royal Caribbean, venues like Johnny Rockets often serve a full American breakfast that many guests assume costs extra, but it's actually included. On Carnival, the Blue Iguana Cantina offers breakfast burritos that are miles ahead of the buffet quality. By choosing these alternative spots, you avoid the morning rush hour and start your day in a calm environment. The consequence of sticking to the buffet is that you start your shore excursion day already frustrated and tired from the noise. You're paying thousands for a luxury vacation. Don't spend your mornings in a crowded cafeteria. Check the ship's app on your first night to identify casual dining venues open for breakfast that are tucked away from the main pool deck.
6. The specialty dining breakfast secret. There is a high-end luxury breakfast waiting for you on many ships that 90% of passengers completely overlook because they think it's only for dinner. On lines like Virgin Voyages or Celebrity, some of the most expensive specialty restaurants on the ship actually open their doors for brunch or breakfast. Most passengers see the name of the restaurant, like the wake, and assume they LLB charged $50 to enter. But here is the catch. During breakfast hours, these venues are often included in your fare or offered at a significantly lower cover charge. Imagine sitting in a plush, quiet steakhouse with a massive window overlooking the ship's wake, being served eggs Benedict on fine china, while the rest of the ship is battling for a plastic tray in the buffet. It changes the entire tone of your vacation from budget travel to elite luxury. If you don't check for these hours, you are essentially leaving a VIP experience on the table that you've already paid for. Look for specialty restaurants that offer sea day brunch. These are the best-kept culinary secrets on the high seas. 7. The room service wake-up call. If you have an early shore excursion, you should never rely on your phone's alarm clock. Use the room service wake-up call instead. Most cruisers struggle to get out of bed in a dark cabin, especially if they have an inside room with no natural light. You set your alarm for 7 a.m., hit snooze 3 times, and suddenly you're rushing to the pier with an empty stomach. The consequence? A miserable, hungry morning at a Mayan ruin or on a catamaran. Real-life example, you fill out the breakfast door hanger the night before and request coffee, fruit, and pastries for a 7:15 a.m. delivery window. At exactly 7:15, there is a polite knock on your door. Not only are you forced to get up to answer the door, but you are immediately greeted with the smell of fresh coffee. You can enjoy a quiet pre-breakfast on your balcony or in your robe while you get dressed. It is the most civilized way to ensure you never miss a tour bus. Even if there is a small delivery fee on your cruise line, the insurance of making your $200 excursion on time is worth every penny. Place your room service order for 15 minutes before you actually need to be awake to give yourself a gentle caffeinated buffer. 8. The off-menu phone request. The menu you see on the cruise app or on the printed room service card is merely a suggestion, not a final list. Most cruisers don't realize that the galley is a massive, multifunctional kitchen capable of making almost anything if they have the ingredients on hand. I've seen parents stress out because their toddler will only eat plain pasta, which isn't listed on the 11 p.m. late-night menu. But here's the insider move. Pick up the physical phone in your cabin and call the room service operator directly. If you are polite and specific, they will almost always check with the chef to accommodate you, whether it's a bowl of specific berries, a side of pickles, or a grilled cheese that isn't officially listed. The answer is usually yes. The consequence of relying solely on the app is that you limit yourself to a generic preset experience. When you use the phone, you tap into the full potential of the ship's culinary staff. If you have a specific craving or dietary need not shown on the app, call room service and, as always, lead with a compliment for the kitchen. 9. The room service cash stash. You need to create a tip drawer in your cabin on day 1 to avoid the most awkward interaction on the ship. Most cruisers order room service and then realize as the server is standing at the door that they have no cash on them. You end up fumbling through your luggage, searching for your wallet, or even worse, giving nothing at all. The consequence of not tipping your room service server is that future deliveries might take longer or arrive accidentally lukewarm. These crew members often walk long distances from the galley to your specific deck, balancing heavy trays. A $2 or $5 cash tip is expected and highly appreciated. By taking a few small bills and placing them in the top vanity drawer right when you board, you are always prepared. When the knock comes at the door, you simply grab the bill, hand it over, and get back to your vacation. Preparation prevents the guilt of stiffing a hard-working crew member who just brought you a midnight snack. Convert $20 into small bills at the guest services desk the moment you board so your tip drawer is fully stocked for the week. 10. The inside cabin sleep hack. Contrary to popular belief, the cheap inside cabin is actually the ultimate choice for the best sleep of your life. Most passengers think they need a balcony to feel premium, but the truth is that the constant sunlight, the sound of the ocean, and the light bleed from the curtains can ruin your sleep cycle. If you are a light sleeper or someone who values a midday nap, the inside cabin is your secret weapon. Imagine it. You've been walking all day in Rome or Cozumel. You return to your room, turn off the lights, and it is absolute 100% pitch black. There is zero light pollution. The consequence is that your body produces more melatonin and you fall into a deep, restorative REM sleep that is impossible to achieve in a balcony room. Plus, you're saving $500 to $1,000 on the fare, which you can then spend on a luxury spa pass. Cruisers who sleep on the inside cabin hack are often the ones who return home feeling like they need another vacation just to rest. Book an inside cabin to save money and ensure total darkness. But bring a small battery-powered alarm clock so you don't accidentally sleep until noon.
12. The bathroom glow stick. The single biggest safety hazard in a cruise cabin isn't the steep stairs or the moving deck. It's trying to navigate your stateroom in total darkness at 3 a.m. Most cruisers who wake up to use the restroom make the mistake of flipping on the main bathroom light. The consequence? A blinding flashbang effect that instantly kills your night vision and, more importantly, wakes up everyone else in the cabin. Once that overhead light is on, your brain thinks it's time to start the day, and you'll be staring at the ceiling for the next 2 hours. But there is a cheap, $1 solution that insiders swear by. Before you go to bed, snap a standard dollar store glow stick and place it on the bathroom counter. It provides just enough soft, ambient light to guide you to the toilet and back without causing light shock. You don't have to worry about finding an outlet for a plug-in night light, which are often in short supply anyway, and it is a fun cruise tradition for kids. Cruisers who rely on the ship's blinding lights are the ones who start their port days feeling groggy and sleep-deprived. Pack a multi-pack of glow sticks and crack a fresh one every night around 11 p.m. for a perfect, low-voltage guiding light. 13. The magnetic cabin fan. Cruise ship air conditioning is designed for safety and efficiency, not for personal comfort, which often leaves cabins feeling stuffy and stagnant. Most cruisers think they just have to deal with it, or prop their balcony door open, which actually shorts out the AC system and makes the room even more humid. The consequence of poor airflow is poor sleep, a lingering, damp smell from wet clothes, and a general feeling of stuffiness that can make even the most luxurious suite feel like a basement. The pro move is to bring a small, USB-powered fan that has a magnetic base. Because of the metal walls we talked about earlier, you can stick this fan literally anywhere. You can stick it to the wall directly above your pillows to create a cool breeze, or attach it to the ceiling to circulate the AC more effectively. It also provides that crucial bit of white noise that helps drown out noisy neighbors or the vibration of the ship's engines. Without this, you are at the mercy of the ship's preset thermostat and air vents. Ensure your fan is USB-powered and non-surge protected to ensure it passes through the strict security screening at the port terminal. 14. The Ziploc Safe Organizer. The most stressful 10 minutes of any cruise is the final morning when you realize you can't find your wedding ring or your passport in the dark, cramped corners of the cabin safe. Most cruisers treat the safe like a junk drawer for their valuables. You toss in your cash, your jewelry, your passports, and your extra SeaPass cards in a disorganized heap. The consequence? When it's time to leave, you're frantically digging around, and it is incredibly easy to leave one small earring or a single credit card behind in the back corner where it's hard to see. Real-life example. On disembarkation day, while your neighbors are tearing their room apart looking for their birth certificates, you reach into the safe and pull out one single, clear gallon-sized Ziploc bag. Everything important is inside that bag. You can see your jewelry, your stack of cash, and all 4 passports at a glance. It turns a lost item nightmare into a 5-second task. It's also waterproof, meaning if you take that bag on a shore excursion, your documents stay dry even if you get caught in a Caribbean downpour. Place all safe-bound items into a single large Ziploc bag before you even leave home so you can drop the entire kit into the safe the moment you board. 15. The door stopper essential. If you are traveling with family in a connecting room or you just want to enjoy the ocean breeze, the heavy, self-closing cabin doors are your greatest enemy. Most cruisers don't realize that ship doors are designed by law to slam shut for fire safety. They are incredibly heavy and loud. The consequence of not having a way to prop them is a constant boom every time someone enters or exits, which will quickly annoy your neighbors and wake up napping toddlers. Think about those moments when you're trying to move luggage in, or you getting ready for dinner and want to talk to your kids in the connecting room. Without a stopper, you're stuck using a heavy suitcase or a chair to hold the door, which usually just gets in the way. A simple $2 heavy rubber door stopper allows you to control your environment. It's also a lifesaver for balcony doors if you want to let in some fresh air without the door constantly sliding or slamming in the wind. Cruisers who forget this end up frustrated by the very safety features meant to protect them. Pack a heavy-duty rubber door wedge, not the flimsy plastic ones, to ensure it can handle the weight of the ship's industrial-grade doors. 16. The pop-up hamper strategy. The quickest way to make your beautiful cruise cabin feel like a cluttered dorm room is to leave your dirty clothes in a pile on the closet floor. Most cruisers assume they'll just use their suitcase as a hamper, but suitcases are bulky and take up valuable floor space. The consequence of the closet pile is that on day 4 you're digging through a mountain of fabric trying to find your one clean pair of socks, and your clean clothes start to absorb the smell of your worn ones. A $5 pop-up mesh hamper is a game changer. It takes up zero space in your luggage. It's literally as thin as a pancake, but the second you arrive, it springs into a full-sized basket. You can tuck it into the bottom of your closet or a corner of the room. It keeps the cabin looking pristine, separates the pool smell from your dinner attire, and when the cruise is over, you just dump the whole thing into your suitcase. Cruisers who don't use this hack spend half their vacation looking at a messy room instead of the ocean view. Get a hamper with handles so you can easily carry your laundry to the ship's self-service laundry room if you on a longer sailing. 17. Scented kitchen bags for laundry. If you are sailing in a humid climate like the Caribbean or the South Pacific, your dirty laundry is going to develop a stale locker room smell within 48 hours. Most passengers think a laundry bag is just for organization, but they forget about the chemistry of a small, humid room. The consequence of using a standard mesh bag is that the damp germ scent will eventually permeate your entire closet and even your clean clothes. The insider's secret is to bring a roll of scented kitchen trash bags, specifically the ones with odor shield or a clean linen scent. As you finish your clothes, seal them inside these bags. The scent neutralizes the bacteria and the dampness, keeping your cabin smelling like a 5-star spa rather than a locker room. This is especially critical if you've been on a rainy excursion or a sweaty hike. When you unpack at home, your suitcase won't give off that dirty laundry bomb smell. Use one bag for completely dry laundry and a separate one for damp items to prevent mildew from forming during the trip. 18. The roll-up vacuum bag hack. You will inevitably leave your cruise with more items than you arrived with, and that's when the suitcase struggle begins. Most cruisers make the mistake of buying 5 new t-shirts, 3 hoodies, and a souvenir towel, only to realize on the last night that their luggage won't close. The consequence is a frantic, sweaty hour of sitting on your suitcase, or, worse, having to pay for an extra checked bag at the airport. The hack that savvy travelers use is the manual roll-up compression bag. Unlike standard vacuum bags, these don't require a vacuum cleaner, which the ship won't provide. You put your dirty, bulky laundry inside, seal the top, and literally roll the air out through one-way valves at the bottom. It reduces the volume of your clothes by up to 50%. You can essentially shrink your dirty laundry to make room for all those Alaska or Caribbean souvenirs. Cruisers who don't use compression are the ones you see struggling with bulging suitcases in the terminal. Use these bags specifically for your non-delicate items like t-shirts, socks, and pajamas to maximize the space-saving effect. 19. The compression cube method. If you want to pack 10 days of clothes into a single carry-on bag, you need to abandon standard packing cubes and switch to compression cubes. Most people think all packing cubes are the same, but the truth is that standard cubes just organize your mess. They don't actually save space. The consequence of using old-school cubes is that you're still limited by the physical bulk of your fabric. Compression cubes have a special perimeter zipper that works like a trash compactor. You pack your clothes, zip the main compartment, and then zip the secondary compression zipper to crush the air out. It's the difference between a loose stack of shirts and a solid, thin brick of clothing. This is an absolute lifesaver for cruise cabins where drawer space is severely limited. You can keep your clothes in the cubes and just slide the bricks directly into the cabin drawers. It keeps you organized and allows you to bring more outfit options without needing a larger suitcase. Pack your cubes by outfit type, one for swimwear, one for formal nights, and one for casual wear, to make getting ready a breeze. 20. The European Travel Adapter Trick. Most modern cruise cabins have two hidden outlets that 95% of passengers never use because they don't have the right key to unlock them. On lines like Carnival, Royal Caribbean, and MSC, you'll usually find one or two American outlets and one or two Type C European-style round-pin outlets at the vanity. Most cruisers leave these European outlets empty while they fight over the two American plugs. The consequence? You're constantly swapping out your phone, your watch, and your camera, and you're never fully charged. But if you spend $10 on a simple European travel adapter, you've just instantly doubled your power capacity. You can charge your high-draw items like hair tools on the American plug and keep all your tech charging on the European side. Since power strips are strictly banned and frequently confiscated by port security, this is the only legal way to increase your charging real estate. Cruisers without adapters are the ones whose phones die by 2 p.m. on a sea day. Buy a universal adapter that includes both the European pins and several USB ports to maximize every single outlet in your cabin.